Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is ExtremeDJ48. Thanks for dropping in. And today, guys, I'm finally here with my Elden Ring game review. Guys, this is I'm sorry, this was a video that I meant to put out far earlier, as well as another video which I'm considering working on again. But I've just been caught up with a lot of the Warhammer, and I was looking through my feed, and I was like, I haven't really done any of the videos that I said I would, so let's kind of go back and do those videos that I said that I would make. I will be sending a post out onto the community section, but I am going to be away for about the next week or so you will see a drop in terms of content that's pushed out. I have a couple things that are scheduled, but don't expect too much. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off, let's go with the amount of hours. So as of right now, or at least as of the last stream that I did, of the final stream episode of my Elden Ring playthrough, I currently have 208.5 hours on Elden Ring on Steam. Yeah, it's not a good number. Not that it's not really a bad thing. Well, no, it is a bad thing. All right, just moving past that. So after crunching the numbers, and as you guys can see, I have the I have the results. So basically, before any of you ask, hey, Extreme, what the hell is this? These are the times for each of my streams, starting from episode 1 and ending with episode 15. So overall, you can obviously see that the longest ones were during the initial stages. That is when I was first starting to play the game and first started to stream it. And then as we get farther down towards the later episodes, you can see that time is shaved quite quickly. Episode 10, unfortunately, I have no idea what happened. For some reason, it only caught 24 minutes, but it should have been between the two. It should have been between, at least very close to the 2 hour or an hour and 45 mark. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. I don't know, but there's nothing I can really do about it now. But as you can see, for all 15 episodes, that is a total of, 1 day, 4 hours, and 56 minutes, 53 seconds. So that means that is a grand total, 1 day, 4 hour, 56 minutes, 53 seconds. That is a total of 28.9 hours, meaning of the entire playthrough that you guys saw. So obviously, as I said, that's 280.5 hours actually playing the game. I know it's it's a bit much, but that means of this amount, obviously that's for the total amount of episodes, that is 28.9 hours out of the 280.5. So that means my streams, which are the 28.9 hours, out of the 280.5 is equivalent to 10%. So just by my streams alone, you guys only saw 10% of my playthrough. This is, of course, not taking into account all of the countless mini-boss battles that I had. But anyway, without further ado, I'm actually going to start to get into the grade, and for this I'm going to do it a little bit of a unique way, so bear with me, guys. Alright, so, and this is going to be the rubric that I'm going to be using for all of my future game reviews, so keep in mind. Alright, so we have 4 categories that I'm going to be judging, those being design, how unique was the game's design. What about the maps and the NPCs? How were they well made? The story, how well was it written? Was it too overly complicated or boring? Our third category is gameplay. Was the combat smooth and refined? And did exploration or any other game mechanics feel engaging and fun? And then finally, of course, the last one, entertainment. How enjoyable was the game? Was it too easy? Was it too hard? So those are the 4 categories, and I am going to be breaking down those categories even further into their grades. So each category will be given a score of 1 to 5, 1 being bad, 2 being disappointing, 3 being mid, 4 being good, and 5 being exceptional. And then once I've done the grades for all of the categories, that is when I will put those into the final score, which will be out of 20, and that is where it'll place the game into, from a score of 0 to 5 being terrible, 6 to 10 being bad, 11 to 15 being good, and 16 to 20 being exceptional. So that is the general rubric. So now let's get right into the first category, design. So it goes without saying that the team at From Software did a stellar job. Granted, that's with most of their games, but with Elden Ring, obviously, it's probably my first introduction to their games, but from what I could see just from Elden Ring itself, never mind the DLC, the designs were great. NPC boss designs, the world building, absolutely fantastic. It took a lot of inspirations, such as, obviously, of course, a place like Limgrave, obviously being reminiscent of like medieval Europe, and then you had there were some very unique designs. I'd say out of all the bosses of the base game, I would say that the Volcano Manor and Rykard were 100% some of the most unique designs I've ever seen in characters. But it was beyond what I really could have imagined. Again, NPCs, some of them it was weird the way they looked, but honestly I didn't mind. I think that kind of what brought out the kind of uniqueness of the design. And also I cannot forget to mention that for the design, Miyazaki, why do you love Poison Swamp so much? I mean, everybody knows that Miyazaki loves his swamps, but he loves Poison Swamps even more. And it just kind of like mildly infuriates me how many of them are in the game. You have pretty much the whole of Aeonia, and in particular Caelid, which is essentially a Scarlet Rot poison-filled swamp. Speaking of which, the Lake of Rot, oh my god. And then on top of that, you have Liurny of the Lakes, which, yes, it's not technically a swamp, and it doesn't even have poison in it most of the time, but it kind of just feels like a gigantic swamp. And then, of course, you have the, I forgot what it's called, the manor at the top. Not Volcano Manor, but the castle next to it. I think it's called the Shaded Castle. That one is completely, it's like half submerged in poisons, in a poison swamp, and I'm like, why? And then technically you consider Mount Gelmir a poison swamp, but it's more of a lava, but still, like, it's kind of like enough, Miyazaki, like enough. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and for that reason, I'm going to be giving design a 4 out of 5 score. Alright, moving on to the story. The story, was it too complicated, and was it engaging? Now, I gotta be completely honest, the story was probably the hardest part to judge for this game, because of the way that Ubisoft makes their games. So, somehow you do not know, From Software makes their games more often with lore kind of being given to you, like a speck of it is given to you at the start of the game, and then all of the items is what gives further lore into it. And going into that, and had it not been for all of the videos out about explaining the lore and the story of Elden Ring, I probably would not have understood any of it, because I did not really pay attention to the item descriptions. I was like, oh yeah, cool item. All right, back to what I was doing. But But for the story, thankfully and unthankfully, because I had the story ruined. Thankfully, I didn't have to go around the entire map trying to piece together, okay, what the hell is going on. But overall, I enjoyed the story. I really did like the sort of the themes that it delves into, how like each of the NPC storylines can like contribute to part of the narrative. But overall, I think it was great, and for that reason, I'm going to be giving its story a 4 out of 5. Alright, moving on to gameplay. Was the combat smooth and refined, and did the exploration feel engaging? Yes. To put simply, the gameplay for Elden Ring, absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, you have like some of like the weapon classes that kind of like have the same exact moveset, and while granted it is kind of boring when so many weapons have the same moveset, there are enough unique weapons and unique moves that contribute to the weapons being unique, that I kind of decided to get past the kind of like repetitive part. But gameplay, absolutely fine. There were some times where I got a little bit frustrated by losing to certain bosses, Melania, a couple of times, but that's really just like a skill issue. But overall, I thought the gameplay was absolutely fantastic. In a future series, if you guys want, I can go to like the older Souls games, but I gotta be honest, again, this is kind of the same attitude I had going into Elden Ring. It's like, I don't know if I'm up for it, because I'm fine with Elden Ring now that I've played it, but it's definitely not going to be a fun time for me, considering the fact that the vast majority of the games prior to Elden Ring, all of them, you could not jump. Like, you really just had to, like, you couldn't jump to dodge. No, you could, like, roll and all that, but you can't, like, jump, in case it's, like, an AoE, which is really kind of scaring me a little bit. But overall, gameplay, absolutely phenomenal, very easy, very fun, especially with some, like, the more cracked out builds. And with that being said, that gives gameplay a 5 out of 5, an exceptional score. And then, of course, the one, the only, the entertainment. How enjoyable was the game? Was the game too easy or too hard? Okay, I gotta be completely honest, guys, it's kind of a little bit of a weird one for me. You see, I was kind of expecting to just be raging all the way through the entirety of the game, but there were some sections where I was just incredibly lax, where it felt like I just didn't really have to do anything. And part of that might have been due to the fact that I had grinded up so many levels earlier on, and because of that, I was over the kind of like expected level that people would attempt to kind of like move forward. I know I was because I remember the first time I really did like a level grind was when I got out of the, if you guys remember back in the first episode, I went into a chest in Limgrave, I got sucked into it, and then I was brought into the crystal tunnel in Caelid, which I then escaped from after dying to the Kindred of Rot so many times that I just absolutely did not want it to go back there. This is where it really begins. Oh, never mind. Looks like it was just a room. Boss ahead. Oh, please tell me for the love of God this isn't a mimic. Oh, transporters. Oh, no. Well, say goodbye to the runes I have. Alright, who the hell is this? Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, no. Oh, God, yo. Okay, can I get back to this chest? Please. No! What is this? Gravity fan. Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on, I can't use the map, can I? Oh, God, no. No. Oh no. Well, that's. I did eventually go back there and teach them, or give them a piece of my mind. But I think that was definitely the first time I was like, okay, I need to like actually like farm some runes, otherwise I'm not going to get through. And then again towards the middle, especially towards the middle and the later part of the game, certain bosses did feel far too easy. And I mean like genuinely, I was almost like, is there supposed to be like a difficulty setting? Am I supposed to crank it up? Because this is, it's like I almost don't have to do anything for some of these. But with that out of the way, I decided to disregard that. While it is a concern I do have, that was from my playthrough, so it doesn't have anything to do with the game. And for that reason, I'm giving the entertainment score a 5 out of 5, or an exceptional rating. And that is the end. So, giving the final score for my Elden Ring game review, we have a 4 for the story and the design, and then 5 out of 5s for gameplay and entertainment, which gives Elden Ring, in my opinion, a final game score of 18, which is an exceptional rating. If you guys have the means, if you have the drive to play this game, to play video games, this is one that you absolutely should play. If anybody were to tell me that, oh, Elden Ring, it's not a game you want to play, I'd be willing to argue, okay, first of all, have you even played it? And 2, where do you get the idea that Elden Ring is a bad game? Because in my eyes, like, sure, there might be like a couple things, like maybe some occasional lags, but I didn't experience any of that. I had a fluid, completely unlagged playthrough of Elden Ring, and I enjoyed it pretty much every second of it. So I would heavily argue that if you are saying that Elden Ring is a bad game, you are lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody else. So again, guys, that is it for my game review. I'll be doing other like streams, but I gotta be completely honest, I don't think anything is really gonna top the Elden Ring, at least for me, because this is the series that it's forever going to hold a place in my heart. It's the first series that I ever live streamed on my channel. It's the first From Software game I have ever played, and it was a phenomenal experience through all of it. I was having a little bit of a rough time IRL during the time when I was doing especially the later episodes, but just kind of like the drive and the passion to play it and to record for it was phenomenal. And I am very happy with how my playthrough went. If you guys want, I can do a Game Plus run, but I won't be like subjecting you guys to every single boss fight like I did with the series already. I'm probably just gonna give you guys like the main bosses, and in particular, I know some people will be saying you didn't get Morgott, the Omen King, and yes, that was supposed to be episode 12. That was supposed to be episode 10, which again got for some reason cut down to 24 minutes. I don't know why. I thought I had it running for the amount of time that it took me to play, but. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell to get notified of my latest videos. And again, I will send out that post on the community section. And before I forget, be sure, link, as always, is down below. Join the Discord, guys. We are on our way to 50 subscribers, and I cannot wait to get there and surpass 50, because I'm really like enjoying just the whole streamer experience. Obviously, I'm not big in any way. Like, if we're talking like the earliest part of YouTube, like back in the early 2000s, the numbers that I would have would still be small. But in today's internet, the numbers that I have are minuscule at best. But I'm enjoying every single second of it. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.